Hello and welcome to Herald TV's Ground Zero report, wherein we will take you in a depth reality of why the children of esteemed Goan cartoonist and illustrator late Mario Miranda, they sent the notice to the Goa government and organizers of the G20 meeting in the state for using the artworks of the celebrated painters without taking permission. They have lodged a serious accusation against the state government. They also allege that the state government used their father's copyrighted artwork without obtaining any permission, leading to a potential case of copyright.
Mario Miranda's artwork was used during G20 event without permission from the gallery. The organizers have used a Miranda painting on a tile, which is used inside the miniature window and is being given as gift to the VIPs. In another violation, 16 life-size fiberglass statues were displayed in Old Goa and Dona Paula. These statues are copied with the figurines developed by late Miranda. Mario Gallery has issued a legal notice to State Chief Secretary and Nodal Officer of G20.
Mario's gallery was founded by late painter's family in 2011 and looks after his legacy in many ways, including publishing books, organizing exhibitions, granting permissions to use his work, and taking legal action against offenders. Mario's sons, Rishad and Rahul, have also accused the government on interfering on their late father's work by allegedly gifting illegal copies of the late painter's work during the G20 related meetings in Goa and installing 16 life-size fiberglass statues.
In a letter, the duo wrote, "We are surprised to see our late father's artwork being used without any permission. It is shocking that when India and Goa is trying to impress the G20 countries by showing that we are a developed country, we infringe on the copyright of our late father's works." Mario's children urged the G20 organizers to obtain the necessary permission to use the artwork and hoped that good sense would prevail. They also noted that they had given Mario's gallery permission to take the violators to court.
When now I'm at the Mario Miranda's gallery here in the capital city, and we can see the beautiful artwork, his art, his dedication, his passion, the legacy that he has left is all witnessed here. There are several people, art lovers, several tourists that come to have a glimpse and also take these small items as souvenirs when they go back. Here we see this beautiful actually depicting the Goan culture when it comes to these mannequins, this kind of table posters, even there are perfumes, little play cards, coasters as well. So let's have a look at the gallery out here itself.
Now, Team Herald spoke to Gerald Acuna, the creator of Mario's gallery, wherein he said that gallery has sent a legal notice to the state government chief secretary and the nodal officer in charge of the G20 events claiming damages for the illegal use of copyrighted works, and here he explained why they did so.
See, I think it's perfectly all right what they're doing, and there's a little respect to be shown to Mario Miranda, or there should be respect shown to Mario Miranda, who is most famous artist of Goa, and they should have taken permission
Okay.
to do these things, what they've done. Yeah. What have they done really? They've done 3 installations of figurines of Mario Miranda.
Okay.
Like I can show you, this is the tuba player.
Okay.
So they've taken this tuba player, which has been developed by Mario, and they've made it big and put it on the road. So like this they've done for 10 different figurines. This is the tuba player. This is the badkar, which they've taken. And all these pictures that you see here, Miss Louisa, the Mando, male, female, the accountant. So to do this is completely wrong.
Correct.
They have to take permission. We are happy to give permission. We have no problem in giving permission.
Okay.
But this is something they should ask.
Approach once at
Approach.
least.
Yeah.
Okay. So with regards now, Mario's artwork is one of the finest and world famous.
Yeah.
But there are, like, Mario was so gentle and so kind also, where he didn't even make like copyrights kind of his most of the artworks. Then later when you and the family came into picture and they tried to sort it out. So how was it doing it with regards to the legacy of Mario and also protecting his artwork?
See, what happened is Mario. See, we've also been very, lax about taking people, hauling people up. We've been lax. Mario was very lax. Mario once put a notice in the papers, saying that people, he got really fed up once, and he said, people are copying my work, and I will take you to court and this, and I really forgot about it. He didn't do anything about it. But the point is, it's time it was done. As India develops as a country, we should be respecting copyright, and, especially when we are G20, we are hosting the G20 and Goa and India. They should have taken copyright. They should have made these beautiful sculptures, just taken them and given it to somebody to make and put it up on the road without even mentioning it to us.
That's right.
So that's our grounds.
Yeah.
So we are taking them, we are sending them a legal notice. We are sending the legal notice to the people, the agency which made it, with a copy to the nodal officer, copy to the chief secretary, and they have to reply to the notice. They say they've taken due diligence. I don't know how they've taken, because nobody was approached. The family wasn't approached. I wasn't approached. Mario Miranda wasn't approached. So let's see what they have to answer.
Okay.
And then we'll sue them.
Okay. Now, with regards to such big events, now we have also seen that Mario's paintings, artwork displayed on the airports at different.
They've all taken permission.
It's all taken. I just wanted to know that, but this wasn't taken.
This wasn't taken. And people, most private people take permission. Like GMR has taken permission for 5 large murals, and they've taken permission for a man sitting behind the coconut tree.
Correct.
They took the permission. Then the Airport Authority of India has taken permission for all the murals. Income Tax Department took permission. Most of the people
Everyone has taken.
Generally take permission. It's only the government of Goa.
Okay. Irrespective from this topic, now let's come to the legacy of Mario.
Yeah.
The love that artists or people with different illustrators, they come here to witness the art. How do you think about the art presently, and how do you protect the art of a person, the son of the soil? How would you protect it? What is the importance of Mario Miranda when it comes to his? Because as a child, even in the past, for me as well, we have seen Mario Miranda's comics or Mario Miranda's pictures in our textbooks where we learned with regards to the history. So how you have to say with protection of Mario Miranda's artwork?
See, protection is like what we are doing at the moment, preventing the government from just doing that.
Or anyone.
Anyone from doing it. You see, small people are doing it everywhere. Every second bar or thing, they copy it. But we don't go after them in the sense that I don't have the patience or nobody.
And they are locals also, and authenticity is there. They want to preserve the culture kind of.
Whatever nobody's doing. But this is like it's like a sin, what they're doing. Just going after after this. So We are doing a lot actually. We have 5 galleries. There are people who come here, look at the work. We have here 13,000 drawings. The researchers come and look at the drawings. We have a catalogue. We've done 10 books on Mario Miranda. Mario Miranda, 10 books. So we're keeping his legacy alive. I send a blog out every Thursday to about 3,000 people. You know, on Mario. On a Mario joke. Every it's either a joke or it's something, you know, he is in Paris, then his days in Paris or his days in Tokyo or something like that. So we're keeping him alive and keeping him alive well. You know, I think we're very successful.
Yes,
you know, that way.
All right.
What I realize is, you know, that most people are willing to, are respecting copyright. Most people. You know, like even, like, I'll give you an example. Mario's sister, Fatima, was trying to gift a picture to the baker next door. A print of a painting that she owned.
Okay.
And she took permission from us. You know, that's kind of, you know, like it's,
Yeah.
they respect copyright. It's the government who rides roughshod. You know, I find that, you know, organizations attached to the Goa government, they ride roughshod and
Everything is okay, they feel.
they feel everything. So one has to
For which now we are going to make sure that action is taken.
action is taken. I think it's time.
What are your demands? Last question.
Demands is they take copyright and they pay for how we normally charge. So they have to pay for it.
Now, speaking on Mario and his artwork and this burning topic, this issue, Vivek Menezes said that it is shocking to see how the works of the legendary artist was just taken and used in a complete shoddy and unrespectful manner. It is shocking that Goa government and the organizers could do and go to this level.
Tell me, with regards to, you have been a good friend of Mario as well. You have been with his in his artwork, and you know about the art also. So if you could brief the viewers with regards to the legacy of Mario Miranda, his paintings, why is he famous, who is Mario Miranda?
So it's a complex question. Actually, all of us in Goa have grown up with Mario Miranda in a very profound way. But as a matter of fact, he's one of India's leading artists of the 20th century. I think that he gave an expression to the cultural life of post-independence India, Bombay, the city of Bombay, in a way that was quite unique and very influential. I think along with maybe someone like R.K. Lakshman, who was his common man, Mario and R.K. Lakshman really set a visual kind of universe in which we live. For us in Goa, it's even more important than that, because Mario's work has become almost like the air that we breathe. If you I grew up in the 70s, Mario's work was in the school books. It was all around you. The first time you got to see a lot of our monuments, historical figures, famous people, scenes represented in art, it was via Mario. So I would say his work is like a banyan tree in that regard. And I obviously knew him as I was much younger than him, but I did know him and had a great regard for him as an artist, and always felt that he was not getting his due as an artist even in his lifetime. Unfortunately, it didn't happen in the way that it could have happened, but what's important to remember here is Mario is very serious about his artwork, and that he was a professional artist who lived and has supported his family from his artwork, and he struggled to do so. So it really hurt him. I could see towards the end of his life, maybe the last decade of his life, his visual style had become so ubiquitous. We were entering the digital age, that he was being ripped off very often. Whether commercial establishments, restaurants, sometimes other artists. But what hurt him was when people like the government were already starting to kind of copy his work or mimic it, or sometimes outright rip it off without attribution, let alone payment. And what we see here is that's taken to the ultimate degree, where actually a very big budget, highly international, global event has really done our artist a disgraceful, kind of scandalous disservice by copying his work, not very well. Part of the same shoddy kind of G20 shallow makeover that we've been having. and not acknowledge, and now is perhaps even setting up to fight against his family. I find it a very sad episode, but it actually goes along with a long-standing tradition of not respecting Mario, not respecting Goan art, not respecting artists, and a very irresponsible state when it comes to cultural management.
Okay.
I have nothing to do with the Mario estate. I do know the sons, and I do know what has been done by architect Gerard de Cunha, in keeping up and burnishing and really spreading and sharing Mario's legacy. That is, the legal issue is one part of it, and I'm sure that the government will realize, in an exercise where tens of millions of dollars are being spent, that an artist whose work is being used, and that too being used so prominently, the acknowledgement and some form of arrangement with the estate and is required, and I'm sure that will happen. But what I'm really concerned about is this is just one more kind of indication of just how low culture and the great Goan artists of our time, as well as of the past, are being treated. We have an extraordinary legacy. Souza, Gaitonde, Fonseca, Chimulkar, going back 100 years, and we do not have Goan's children grow up not knowing about this legacy. We do not have any kind of museum. Really, we are in some ways the worst state in India, and if not the world, considering the quality of the legacy and what we do to preserve and look after it and share it with the world. In the case of Mario, a lot had been done at one point, and the fact is Mario's legacy has not been completely trashed. So it's very disappointing to see that the state itself, instead of celebrating this great artist, is kind of taking advantage of him in a very shoddy way. Well, part of the problem here is the kind of unlicensed, opaque way that the current administration, the Goa government, has been going in every aspect of its affairs. So culture is only one small part of it. But here, certainly, given the legacy, given the greatness of this artist, given the importance of Mario, there should have been a proper, well-curated, well-thought-out engagement with Mario's work in a way to present it as one of the greatest things that Goa has to offer to G20. That didn't happen. What we see now is what did happen is some unknown people have kind of taken it upon themselves to copy, that too not very well, this work, and position it in a kind of a cheap way. I mean, I have to say, I don't like how they've, from a purely personal point of view, as a curator, someone who thinks about art, I don't like the way these things have been done. They have done in a very shoddy, kind of surface thin way, which perhaps you can kind of look at from the corner of your eye when you're whipping past it in a car, and it strikes you as something has been done. But actually it does a deep disservice to our culture, it does a deep disservice to Mario, which goes beyond the actual crime of kind of copying. But actually what we see is a non-stop trashing of what is Goa's artistic and cultural legacy, and that's very, very sad.
Another famous illustrator and artist, Alexei, spoke his heart out on Mario's artwork and the life of artists and their work. He also said that it is shocking that when India and Goa are trying to impress so many countries which are related to the G20 by showing the developed country, they indulge into copyright towards the son of the soil only. Watch.
Well, I've been an artist and a cartoonist and an illustrator in Goa for the last half a century. And I've been always enjoying doing cartoons, doing caricatures, illustrations on Goa, because what Goa was. But unfortunately now what Goa is very pathetic, very tragic, and for us artists very traumatic, because Goa is changing at such a fast pace. Changing, but not for the better. It is changing for the worse. So the whole landscape is changing. So to portray Goa as it is now is heart rendering actually, because one really feels for Goa. I was based in Bombay. I did my studies in Bombay. I came to Goa because Goa was calling me. I'm a native of Goa. I'm a Seolkar. I came to Goa so that I could enjoy Goa and show what Goa was to other Goans, or to other Indians. But now the government willingly or unwittingly have encouraged overdevelopment without any planning and are destroying Goa by the second, I would say, not even by the minute. So that is the unfortunate tragedy that is taking place in Goa at this moment in time. Very, very sad. Today what is happening in Goa is that we Goans feel that Goan culture and traditions are being commercialized by none other than the government itself. And this is what is killing the culture and traditions of Goa, because they are commercializing it. Take for example the carnival. Take for example even today, the Sanjam is being commercialized. Goa is entering all the fields of culture, and they are doing a very, what I would say is they are showing Goa to the tourists, and they are making all these artists to almost telling them to show Goa what the tourists want to see. It's become more of Bollywood than Goa, and that is very sad. Goa is not Bollywood. Goa is something that Goans and the government should help to preserve it, not to kill it, not to murder it, not to mutilate it. And that is what is happening. Unfortunately today what is happening for the artist fraternity is that the government, not only the government, commercial houses and establishments, hotels and what have you, they are just grabbing whatever art that is available on the social media, in books, and portraying it as if they have been given permission by the artists. And especially my good friend Mario Miranda was a good friend of mine, and he being very popular, the most popular, I would say, artist in the history of Goa, his works are being just grabbed and used without his permission, or rather the permission of his family. They are misusing it, and this is not tolerable. This is just not done by and especially now the government has come in. They feel everything belongs to them. Somebody is not at home, they say, oh, they are not at home, their property belongs to us. This is the latest. And this is very sad. And the people of Goa must rise against this. We have to take the government to task for just grabbing what is not theirs. And especially of Mario Miranda, whose works are being just stolen and used without the permission of the family, or even our friend Gerard Dapuna, who has done a great job in promoting Mario Miranda. I think the family of Mario Miranda is doing the right thing in pulling up the government for misusing his art, his sculptures, whatever. This is not done. Mario Miranda has been working very hard for over half a century, and but he is not getting, or rather his family is not getting the benefit of what he has been doing for the last so many decades. And I'm very happy that Rahul and Rishad have taken this step forward in getting the government to taking the government to task. Thank you, Richard, and thank you because if they do this, it will also benefit all the other artists who are being exposed to this kind of commercialization by the government and by hotels and by tourists who come here. Thank you.
And now we will show you some glimpses of Mario Miranda's artwork and short snips of a documentary on Mario's work done by Savio Nerona. Well, that's all we have in today's Ground Zero. We will see you soon with another special report. For more news and updates and alerts, follow us on our social media platforms at O Heraldo Goa and at Herald TV. Until then, goodbye and take care.